I was in here playing with the pups, had them up on the couch with me, till Ty got here. And I was going to get some video of Blakely, but Ty ran her back into the bedroom to, oh my, and now she's in there getting Blakely a bite to eat, and I'm waiting for her to come back out. I keep thinking she's going to come out, and then she doesn't. But look, I see a Blakely. Good morning, Blakely. Ignoring us. She did give me a really nice hug this morning. And I don't see Ghost, I just see the other two. Balin's sitting there like a good boy. They all do. I'm impressed. They all sit up there very respectfully. Uh-oh. Now we're coming, I think. So it was only 2 puppies? Oh, there's the third one. I see the legs. And, yeah, I had a good breakfast already, so I can't wait around half the day for them to get here to have my breakfast. Hey, Munchmouth. Hey, Munchmouth. Blakely. You say good morning?
Phelan's down.
Say good morning?
Down.
Well, she was in a good morning mood earlier. That's what happens when she goes back to see Oma. She comes back Oma grumpy. And, yeah, they've been pretty good this morning.
Excuse you?
Back on the puppy babysitter. I just got these 2 at the moment. Becky's, should almost be down to the vet's office with the other one. I just walked in and one of them walks to the door and Ty says, oh, they need to go. Yeah, I know. I'm the only one that can get up and do that. Oh, there. You just seen they both went pee. Got that much done. Somewhere over there, pretty good sized chainsaw running. Sounds like they're cutting some good wood. I'm assuming somebody must be logging. And busy texting with the gal we were dealing with when Mom got those 2 cows and that stuff. Deuce time. I'll let him deuce in private. Ty and Maury were going to buy their alleyway setup, which was just a bunch of panels and scale and squeeze chute, because they got basically nothing up there. And price was set, everything was set. I just got a message saying, well, the chute and the scale are still there. Apparently new property owners, waiting. I mean, she's been, for the last 10 minutes, been typing back, but I haven't got a text back yet. New owners officially take over the place January 1st, but they've been very pushy about everything, apparently. So I don't know if the new owners are going to run cattle or something and they want the gates and all the panels, or if those were sold out from underneath Ty and Maury. It seems like we run into deals like that, especially when it's people we know. I don't understand. I mean, it doesn't mean it got sold out from under, but, you know, I have no idea. I really don't. I guess if it's just the chute and the scale, that just makes it easier trip, because Maury can load the tractor or something up on the trailer and go down there and slip both of them into a dump truck and bring them home. Won't have to worry about taking an extra trailer to haul panels and stuff on. So anyway, I got to keep these 2 wrangled up. Trying to teach them to not go above the wheels up here, above the fancy stuff, which that's something else we got to do something with. 2 out of the 3 posts right here rotted off at the ground, and they're not that old. I don't want them going up here. Yeah, you guys don't need to be up here. They can go back down that way. No, that post is solid. That one's not. I'm sure this was the other one Becky grabbed. Oh yeah, yeah. The wheels are what's holding it up. And those were brown treated, not green treated. I mean, granted, they've been in there a while, but they haven't been in there that long. I mean, they should last at least 20 years. Don't think it's been 20 years. And hey, here, wheels. Dump brake wheel, dump brake wheel, dump brake wheel, dump brake wheel, wheel. The two others, those are corrugator reels. They leave little, yeah. Hey, you're not supposed to be up here. Get your butts back down there. They leave corrugations in the field for irrigation, for holding a little bit of water. And actually, I shouldn't say those are dump brake reels. They may not be. I know these are, because these two came off the dump brake that Mom and Dad had, came with the place. Anybody hadn't seen that, there you go. Now with y'all, I already got 4.5 minutes. I'll tell the story on this. A guy that used to buy wheat from us for his chickens, Vietnam War veteran, who by rights shouldn't have come home without being under a flag. He was shot in the head from like 20 feet away. And ironically, it was about the time he was making this gate for us. Both his boy, one boy was home on medical leave and the other one came home on leave to be with his brother and family. And they're watching Oregon Public Broadcasting, and the documentary came on. First time it had ever been seen, other than, it was confidential stuff, because the Army was starting to film things during Vietnam, but that was all for training purposes, so it never was public. Boys yelled at him, says, "Dad, get in here, they're going to show this." He walks in just in time to see himself get shot in the head, drop to the ground, and watch the Vietnamese soldier walk up, point the gun at his chest, and decide, oh, he's dead, and turned and walked away. Pretty freaking crazy. But anyway, this gate, all the colors are different types of wood. Some of them he burns a little bit to change color on, but they're all little tiny pieces. You can see more on the cowboy. Every little piece. And even up here, these are all different pieces. I don't know if he's even still alive. He made this for Mom. And it was not cheap, but that's okay. And he made some for another lady who's now long gone, and I gotta find a couple of puppies now. So there, you got a little story about that. And you got to see a good enough shot of it. I found one. There we go, I found two. Good thing. I think this is the first time Kai's cleaned back here. It's kind of a bitch. It's all good gravel from there all the way through. But you get a hard pack on top of the gravel, which she spun through it, but she hasn't dug through it yet. She's got a little deeper. Right there, there's gravel showing, but that's hard pack on top of it. And normally, I'll dump this along that fence because they get it all broke down on the other side, but it's not that bad. It's held up really good. So I'm not too worried about it right now. So, going out there by the swather, that's where Mom used to put her horse manure. So it's no big deal to come in and get it later. She says we've got to get this done today because we got to get the bulls off. We do have a preg check date, brucellosis date of November 25th. It was either that or the end of this week. Well, I don't like to. I'd rather have 45 days between when we take the bull off and when we preg check. But if we can get, we're gonna be close to that, I guess. We get the bulls off today. Last couple of years, we haven't even been 30 days. That's the best way if you're going to get being against the fence like that. She doesn't dare let go of them controls. And these poor guys, they're all just stuffed over in their normal pen, which is plenty of room for them. But look how nicely they kept these other 3 runs clean. And yeah, I know, too many big rocks showing there. I got to get something in on top of that. So, anyway, that's what I got her doing at the moment. She's the one that said she was going to do it. I didn't get to it yesterday. I'm not going to argue with her today. Well, this is how she left it. Pretty well down to rock. I think there's a little left up there, but I'm not sure. It's a bad thing. Get down to the handwork and it's a pain in the ass. And she just doesn't realize that she is good enough to catch that little edge and knock that stuff off of there and scoop it up through here. That gate's coming out. Replacement for it's been set out here since middle of last winter. Yeah. Deciding what I'm going to do. Ty just left, so. And we got hopefully got our insurance stuff done. Thank God they finally are doing properties that you rent, operate, whether you pay for them or free or whatever. Thank God that kind of stuff is finally by address and not by township and range, because that's always a pain in the ass trying to figure it out, especially when some of them are in 2 different ones. And yeah, so we got that all updated. The things that apparently were not actually on insurance were the semi-trailers, so get them on. And Mom always had everything, so we had a $500 deductible. And like he says, realistically, he says, it's like, yep, $1,000 deductible saves you some money on your insurance, and 9 times out of 10, you're going to pay $1,000 on a $500 deductible in the end anyway, one way or another, whether you pay it outright or not. So the only thing I got to do is, I always thought that Dad had crops insured when they were in storage. Apparently they're not. So I got to figure out how much we've got in storage, and that'll get like a prorated deal. It'll be, say there's 1,000 tons in storage right now. Well, in a couple months we'll be down to 800 tons and yada yada. Kind of a pain in the ass that way too. And I realized this morning I didn't up these guys' grain a while back. I mean, they've grown good. They get pretty good cover on them. I'm sure that our customers are going to like the way they taste. They always do. But I realized this morning that, oh, hell, I'm still only giving them a bucket day and night. And we usually up them a little more than that. So they got a little more this morning. Gonna have to pick up another couple bags of corn to get them through to their butcher date, which I believe is the 23rd of this month. So I like to mix some corn in at the end, make sure they're finished and marbled good. And the neat thing this year is they all go in together at the same time. Usually we take 2 or 3 and then 2 or 3, and they're all scheduled for the same time. So that's my story on today. I don't know if I mentioned earlier, made sure that little sprayer worked on the back of Mom's bike, and got most of the bottom down here below the barn done. There's some weeds we really didn't want down there. Found a few tansy, got them. The old creek bed has some freaking weird weed that showed up with the government crap next door a long time ago. I gotta figure out, well, I don't gotta figure out, I just gotta fill it back up and Try to get that stuff sprayed out. There's all kinds of weird weeds that showed up with that. Not only the stuff that's plugging the creek up, which is kind of a good thing because it's got it plugged up from the pump site down here to the bridge, which holds water up to the pump site. But this other freaking weed and some other weeds, I know they came from Eastern Oregon, like way east, not close east. And how could they do that when everything they're supposedly planted along the creek originally in the original program they did at the neighbors all came from local nurseries that only raised native plants to the area? So I call bullshit on that. Anyway, I think I'm going to end you here and going to go grab the skid steer and see how much of this I can weasel out of here. Because I don't like doing handwork. I try to avoid that at all costs anymore because it's too much time. If I can spend 10 minutes and get the rest of this out of here with the skid steer and not touch a pitchfork, I saved a half an hour at least. So do that and maybe try to get down and finish spraying that this afternoon. Otherwise, garbage goes up. Because 'tis the day for that. Oh, yeah, and shit pumper guy showed up to suck the tank out, which, I mean, it hasn't been anything in there for the last how long. And Becky finally remembered to call this morning and tell him we don't need the tank anymore because we're not using it, which means we can finally save a couple $100 a month on getting that pumped and rental of the tank. Told her we should have bought the freaking tank to begin with. We paid for it about 10 times over. But anyway, he showed up today and to get it, so that's gone. Don't have to worry about that now. And I guess that's about it in a nutshell. So thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all had a good Monday. Hope everybody has a great Tuesday. And at some point, hopefully tomorrow morning, there'll be 2 bulls over here, but I ain't changing that gate out by myself. Even though it's a heavier gate, but not that heavy. It's still too freaking heavy for me to handle by myself, on and off of the hinges. 16 feet long. Yeah, I ain't into that.